Next, we have our speaker who was born and bred in the dusty streets of Gugulethu in Cape Town, a woman of strength, emerged just like a caterpillar that had to go through some rigorous stretching to get to this point. Not in her own strength, but God is her ultimate guide and the people that placed her in her life to make it to where he wanted her to be. She burnt at the tender age of 22 months, and what seemed like a tragedy on that day turned out to be a victory for God, because what the devil tried to destroy, the Lord has used in a supernatural way for his glory. Growing up, she was very, very shy and would stay out of the limelight so that people would not see her. However, her family always believed that she was destined for greatness in Christ, and that is how they raised her. A mom of 3 boys, but a mother to many, a qualified social worker, an HR professional, and enjoys volunteering. She thoroughly enjoys inspiring people through her life lessons and God-inspired wisdom. She is well-traveled, both locally and internationally, with the intention of touching lives everywhere she goes. She's about to launch her book with the title Scars That Propel, to share with the world how her scars have not held her back, but have propelled her into her God-given purpose and destiny. She also believes that this book would touch and impact lives and propel other people into living their God-given purpose. So sit back, relax, and allow Virginia Solomons to inspire you while she shares some insightful wisdom from her personal experiences of becoming a limited edition.
Hi, everyone. Allow me to take you on a journey of how one can evolve from perceived as damaged goods to the reality of being a limited edition and believing actually that you are a limited edition. We are going to do some mining for our self-worth and our confidence. And the reason why I'm saying mining is that mining is the extraction of valuable minerals. And I equate that to us going through this session and extracting our valuable gifts, our talents, and also who we were meant to be or who God has destined us to be. We all have scars. Some are visible and some are not. And they can all hold us back from being the greatest we could ever be. The scars, some of the scars that we have could be broken homes, broken families. You could have been orphaned at a young age, rape, poverty, feeling inferior, insecure. You're from a broken relationship, you're divorced, or even after a major accident in your life. Remember, you're not unique in your pain. You are not unique in your wounds. You are not unique in your scars. However, your uniqueness comes from how you deal with what you dealt with. Just consider the kind of life and future that you dream about for a second. Just think of that life and that future that you dream about. One that you believe you are destined for. If only it weren't for this shortcoming, for this scar, for this for the mocking self-talk. I want to use an analogy. We all know what it's two pieces of cloth that stick together. And unfortunately, when people say things, we become vulnerable. On the other hand, something that it's like the bubble pan. When you put an egg in and it just slips off the pan. That is how we need to become when people say negative things about us, when us. That is the kind of platform that we need to become or surface. Everything should just flow off you like water off a duck's back. Let it slide and just flip your switch. Don't be Velcro. It is so easy for us to become Velcro and we hang on to the labels that people give us. Instead, become Teflon. Thing that daily is going to make a difference to you in the next year, in the next month, or in your future. Let it slide. I came to the point where I decided to let it slide. When I asked myself, am I going through life constantly feeling sorry for myself? Am I going to feeling in stare at me or mock me when people make funny remarks to me? They say my past and remarks and keep breaking me down bit by every time they do so. No. I said enough is enough. My confidence was at such a low. On sport days, I would sit by myself. I didn't participate in sport. Interested in me. Because like some teachers, if I knew back then that my scar do what God has destined me, I probably would have changed a long time ago. Where did the defining moment come for me? I applied for a bursary because I wanted to be a social worker. So I went for a bursary interview, and it's that turned my life around. The question that brought about was that social worker asked me if I was a confident. At the time, my confidence was at an all-time low. I wanted the bursary. However, the answer I gave was the answer that changed my life. I said yes. When my confidence, because she said, if low active people is now. And that was the second I've changed. Because I just heard my mom's voice saying, if you tell lies, God's going to show up. So what is it that yes to that define and if you have with a look, it's not mine. I be careless. So when my life made a U-turn, I took my life back and I said, if you have a problem with the way I look, please, by all means, it's your problem and not mine. So I became fearless and life became limitless, so much so that I started traveling, things that I didn't know. I went on TV. I was on Fat Accounts with Solly Philander, with Felisa Mabusha's subtle show. And I went on Work for Nuit and I just traveled. I told myself, if you won't respect me because of my looks, you will respect for what I have achieved and what I've in life. I was not going to stand back for anything nor for anyone. So how does one become a limited edition? Apart from saying yes to your dreams, how else do you become a limited edition? You allow your scars to propel you. You take back what the world has taken away from you. You take back your identity. You take back your self-worth. You take back your confidence. You take back everything that was already inside of you. Because when God formed you, he formed you for a purpose. And the world takes that away with all the remarks, with all the negativity. And I thank God for that interview, because that is when my life changed, when I took back my life and I said, no more. My life changed. I started becoming an athlete. I started playing netball. I didn't even know that I could do all these things because I was limited to what the world had told me. But then God made the revelation that you actually, the world is limiting you, but I have created you as a limited edition. So again, how do you become a limited edition? What do you need to do? What needs to be the defining moment? I can't tell you what the defining moment is, but you need to decide when is enough enough? When do you start taking back your life? When do you start saying, I am me and proud to be, and the rest of the world and their opinions are way, way at the bottom of file 13. God's opinion of me is much more important than anybody's opinion. And that's why I believe I'm a limited edition. And how, again, do you become a limited edition? Always know that what's right with you is the starting point, and what's wrong with you is actually beside the point. You need to realize and embrace the fact that the scars inflicted are in all likelihood not your fault, but your healing is ultimately your responsibility. So again, don't be Velcro, become Teflon, because when you are Velcro, you absorb all that negativity. You make those labels, you make them you make them part. My identity is in Christ. So there is just no ways that I can be Velcro. I am Teflon, and I'm allowing everything to just slip off. Everything that's not going to make a positive difference in my life. Unfortunately, I am just Teflon for that. Fortunately or unfortunately. The thing is, you can't be a limited edition when you are Velcro. Allow your scars, allow your wounds and your pain to propel you, to push you into who you were meant to be. When you were born, you were a mistake, you were not an accident, you were not a tragedy. You were brought into this world for a purpose, to touch the world, to leave a legacy, to bring about change. And with all those limitations and the things that we allow people to label us with, and we take them and they become part of who we are going to miss the point. We are going to miss the purpose God had destined for us. So it is important that when we go through this life, we need to understand that we are a limited edition. We are here for a purpose. Scars and all, you are a limited edition. You not allow the world to change who you were meant to be. So I hope and I pray that you, and I want to repeat what I said earlier. What's right with you is the starting point. And what's wrong with you is beside the point. It doesn't matter. Thank you.